So in our latest transaction, a Russian client needed financing to finance a pipe-lay barge. We tried to find in 2009 a European bank that was ready to take on that risk. At that moment in time, European banks had serious difficulties in financing themselves, and some of them actually have gone bankrupt. On the other hand, we see China pushing the shipping center of Shanghai, pushing its shipyards, and that's why we were very interested in coming to China and see if we could find a Chinese bank financing a vessel that was being built in China. At Edison Capital Partners, we believe that this trend will continue, that Shanghai will develop into a major shipping finance center in the world, and that the shipyards of China being first-class shipyards, we believe that more and more ships will come out of the Chinese shipyards and will be financed by Chinese banks. So at Edison Capital Partners, we are helping companies going into international markets. Some of these companies are Russians, most of them are European, and in order to develop into international markets, most of the time they need financing. At Edison Capital Partners, we are helping them finding those financing solutions. And in the future, we believe that China will become more and more a source of financing for such companies, and thus at Edison Capital Partners we are trying to develop relationships with Chinese financing sources in order to find the financing for those international companies or European companies to develop. Well, at Edison Capital Partners, most of it we are right now based in Europe, in Luxembourg as a financial center. That's not enough. So we need to develop into China. That's why we have right now set up an office in Hong Kong that serves as a liaison office between Luxembourg and China. And currently I'm in Shanghai in order to find people to put into our Shanghai office that we are planning to open in the upcoming months. We have also actively recruited Chinese-speaking people in Luxembourg in order to be ready to follow that trend, which is obviously in the market right now. We had been asked at Edison Capital Partners to finance a vessel that shall be used in the Russian waters offshore Sakhalin, and that was built in a Chinese shipyard. So we were very pleased at Edison Capital Partners to find China Development Bank that was interested in financing the construction of this vessel. The whole vessel was costing $150 million, and China Development Bank was ready to lend us, to give us a credit for an equivalent amount of $100 million. At the beginning, that transaction was looked at on a purely dollar basis, until we understood that it would be an opportunity for us to go for renminbi lending. Edison Capital Partners is very proud to be one of the first ones to have ever brokered a loan in renminbi that a Chinese bank gives to a foreign company. And $690 million, 90 million renminbi, I believe, is not a small amount. Yes, it was a first for Edison Capital Partners to arrange for a renminbi loan to an international company by a Chinese bank, but it was also a first for the Chinese bank. So that took all much longer time than anticipated because of the documentation that was involved in it. Second of all, we do not have in-house Chinese lawyers, so we had to figure the Chinese law out. But most importantly, we had to manage the currency risk, for which we have been very glad that China Development Bank helped us set up a swap between renminbi and US dollars in order to avoid future squeeze out. Well, I believe it is a very good collaboration between the Shanghai shipyard, the ZPMC, CDB, the China Development Bank, together with Edison Capital Partners. It took a very long time to arrange for this deal, but it's the patience and the trust that we have been able to build up between those partners that I believe was the key factor of success. Well, if I may say, I would certainly advise them to come to Edison Capital Partners, because I believe we have made it once, so we possibly can do it some more times. But I believe they have to find a way to find the right bank and the right shipyard in order to build their vessel and to finance their vessel. Are there any magic channels? I think you have to check which are the policy banks, what are the commercial banks, and figure out what are the right banks to work with together in China. So Edison Capital Partners helps companies go into the international market and provide the financing for such companies. We are currently specialized in two niches. One is aviation financing, the other one is shipping financing. And we expect that in the future another niche that we will expand into is intellectual property.